Watcher year in review. Take what, Mark?
Howdy, folks!
Jesus.
Welcome to the Watcher Year in Review.
What is this voice?
This is a bit of a change-up. Usually, you're probably used to receiving television caliber quality content from us, but as the year is winding to a close, and we're sitting on 2 very exciting years. Can you believe?
It's been 2 years. Wow.
Yeah, this will be fun for all you folks who remember Watcher Weekly, which was something we used to post here on YouTube.
That is true.
It's now migrated over to Patreon, which if you haven't checked that out, that's worth checking out. Patreon.com/Watcher.
If you want more of this.
Today, we are going to be covering a medley of content. First thing we'll be doing is sharing our successes here at Watcher, things that we've conquered, not just the ones that we've done here collectively at the office, but the ones that you've been a part of and helping us grow in this first 2 years.
And then after that, we're gonna answer some questions from you guys about this time at Watcher.
Scary. And finally, we'll be reviewing some of your favorite moments. Tough to choose, a banger a week, you know? It's crazy.
We're gonna answer so many goddamn questions.
This will be the first time we'll be speaking about ghost files in the public arena.
That is true. We've kept that under wraps for an impressively long time, I might add. No one spilled the beans. And by no one, I mean Steven. Because he has a big mouth.
But if you watch the entire final season of Unsolved, anytime Ryan says, this is the final season of Unsolved, we're not gonna be ghost hunting anymore. If you look at me, I'm always going.
In fact, the last thing I say on Unsolved, which some of you were privy to, was, we'll see you next time.
We got you.
Wait, what's Unsolved?
Hey, that's a good
That's
question.
That's called moving forward.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been 2 years.
I can't believe we shot as much Zoom content as we did. I'll tell you what,
That's
after
right.
a while, I'd turn on the screen and I'd see your faces. I just want to strangle you. You know, I was going to reach to the screen and just strangle
No, I got that.
Now we're back in the office and we're friends
Don't
again.
touch me.
right.
You know? We're friends.
Don't touch me.
Ooh, tasty. But before we get into it, we do have a sponsor for today that brought this episode to you. And so thank you so much to Wealthfront for sponsoring this episode. As many of you know, I'm the business person at Watcher, and that means I want to invest our time, our money wisely. And a company that can help you do that for your own personal lives is Wealthfront. Good investing doesn't have to feel like a roller coaster, and that's where Wealthfront comes in. Whether you're making investments, planning for retirement, or saving for a down payment on your future home, Wealthfront can make it easy and affordable. Wealthfront is a user-friendly investment service that starts building your portfolio in minutes. Wealthfront helps build a portfolio based on how much you're willing to risk, because a successful investment doesn't always mean high stakes. Once your profile is made, all you have to do is set up auto deposits, sit back, and let Wealthfront take care of the rest. And if your account starts to drift from its goal, Wealthfront will rebalance it for you. Also, if you're like me and want a more hands-on approach, Wealthfront gives you the option to pick companies that you believe in. For me, that's companies that specialize in media or food. So set up an account in just a few minutes with as little as $500. Wealthfront's annual advisory fee is only 0.25% of your assets, and with the money that they can save you in taxes, that fee basically disappears. Wealthfront makes investing simple, accessible, and affordable. As the co-founder of Watcher, I appreciate how many of our viewers have invested in us, and we believe your future is worth investing into. So, sign up for Wealthfront with the link and promo code in our description and get your first $5,000 managed for free for life. Thank you to Wealthfront for sponsoring today's video, and now, back to the show. So to kick off this video, we actually wanted to share some of our successes, and one thing that we do at Watcher to do that is we have a little Slack room, it's a little chat room called Flywheel. Pretty much, if you know how a flywheel works, which I really
What do you mean,
don't.
if you know how flywheel, what's a flywheel?
No,
Are you thinking of a UFO?
It doesn't fly.
He's trying to explain
it's a
it.
wheel.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You're being really rude.
And as you add energy to it, the momentum increases. And so for our little group called Flywheel, as you add successes, hopefully the successes compound and you can grow as a company. So I actually wanted to pull some of the old Slacks that we shared with each other.
Very exciting.
Oh, wow.
I'll start here with TikTok. February 15th, Simone shared that we got our first 1 million view TikTok.
Which one was it?
That was the one where you're talking about pegging Mothman.
Yeah, Pegging Mothman. That was from one of our live Too Many Spirits shows.
Yeah, that was sort of a very potent TikTok because it was the power of TikTok and Tumblr sort of combining. Because the question was from Tumblr and we commented on the nature of Tumblr, and I think that fed into TikTok where maybe a lot of Tumblr people are. I don't really know what the Venn diagram is there, but.
I don't remember the particulars. No. I just know someone was being pegged.
Yeah.
Anyways, next one.
It's nice that that's our first 1 million.
That's a success.
TikTok. Oh, this one's fun.
Yeah.
On YouTube, The Beast of Gévaudan was trending at number 20.
March 15th.
That's a fun episode.
It's a blast, a great song, a brilliant episode, an incredible series.
You sounded exactly like Trump there. I think that's,
Don't say that!
well, you gotta call it like it is. It's also an incredible achievement that that show even existed during the pandemic.
Oh boy.
Oh my
To make that
gosh.
show remote came from this guy's wonderful melon.
A lot of that was just in my room at home. You know, I was not up to the task of doing season 2 of that during the pandemic, and Katie LeBlanc said, yes, you can.
Was last year the only year we did that? Did we do that in 2020? Jesus Christ,
Yes,
I
both-
really
both
can't
years.
remember.
We did a
seasons
remote
remotely.
season in the summer of 2020. We did the holiday special in 2020 remotely, and then we did season 3 remotely at the beginning of 2021.
Yeah.
2020 and 2021, man. They're the same picture. Do you not want to fly wheel by yourself?
Oh no, I want us to all flywheel. Get on the
Okay,
flywheel.
Whee! That's
Next
what you
one.
gotta say when you get a flywheel out there. Whee! Squeal like a pig.
Next flywheel we got here. This is from Simone on Monday, May 10th. 1 million likes on TikTok achieved that day.
That's great.
It's pretty good.
It's all about TikTok these days.
Yeah, I guess
huh?
a lot of TikToks.
We love the likes.
We also had 100K followers on Twitter on June 7th.
That's exciting.
Yeah, Thursday, May 13th, 1.2 million subscribers achieved on the channel. And if you're watching this video right now and you're not subscribed,
What are you doing?
If you whisper into the mirror, I am not subscribed to Watcher, I am not, 3 times,
I'll appear.
he'll appear.
And you're not gonna like what happens next.
I have run into Ryan in and out before. It's very funny, actually.
Technically, I was there in body.
That's how much he loves In and Out. He's just always In and Out.
Boy, did I love In-N-Out that night.
Here's one from May 11th, Tuesday. Ryan said, holy moly! And he posted, I think, Are You Scared of Smile Dog?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
blew past, which I think has now been topped by
Ghost Files.
the Ghost Files teaser.
That thing was a rocket ship, baby.
Transcendent video views-wise. Well, look, we put trailers on our channel as a bit of a courtesy now and then to be like, hey, yeah, we got a new season of this thing coming. Aren't you gonna love it? You're gonna love it so much. You know, trailers don't perform as well as the series in general.
No.
And yet, if Ghost Files is, if the trailer's any indicator for the actual series?
I mean, the trailer did better than Unsolved trailers.
Ooh.
What's unsolved?
What's unsolved?
Good, there it is.
We had a lot of stuff on here. Let me just rack it off a few.
I rack it off a few, buddy.
Okay. Discredited hit 1 million views on August 15th.
Incredible.
1.4 million subscribers on August 11th.
What a journey.
We had 200,000 followers on TikTok on June 29th.
What a world.
Hit 150 videos on September 10th. Do you know what our 150th video was?
What was it?
America versus smallpox.
How timely.
Puppet history.
Dark.
Sad.
300,000 followers on TikTok on December 3rd. We were also trending, Ghost Files was trending on Tumblr pretty much over the entirety of the weekend it released.
Number 1, baby.
And it was
they're
number
pointing
1
up
for,
there.
a large portion of that. And then it also was number 9 on trending on YouTube.
Number 9.
And that actually,
9.
and that actually happened the day of, which is rare. A good time.
That series is gonna really kick ass, and I'll tell you what, we were talking about this on Watcher Weekly. You see that over on Patreon, but we're gonna need your support because it's gonna cost a lot of money to keep those ghosts locked up.
I do not. Ryan is making direct eye contact with me.
Were you making eye
While
contact with him?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Drinking.
Yeah, do it. Do it to me. I don't like that at all.
I don't like it.
I hate it. Nope.
One last flywheel I want to share
What?
before we move on to the next segment.
Huh.
It's from Anthony. Frankly, the new team drives deserve more
Okay.
than a shout out in flywheel. These are a company
just
milestone.
nobody cares
And it's just so satisfying. Thank you, Nicole and Brittany. You guys don't know
It's
what happened
important.
behind the scenes,
Yeah.
but we are very disorganized.
Yeah, we were.
We're getting better.
And then Nicole and Brittany came along, and who doesn't love a good folder structure? You know what I'm saying?
That's true, I guess, man.
What? This is relatable.
It does. It's kind of like when you clean all the files off your desktop or you clean your room.
And you're like, this is gonna be perfect forever.
Except in this
Show
case,
them this
15
image.
people would be living in your room. So
I mean, that's kind of what it was like before we moved into this office.
yeah, that was true. It was a tiny little office. That deserves a flywheel of its own. Moving into this office.
That's true.
That was 2021. We moved out of our little cubby hole that we were in before in another part of Los Angeles, and now we're in this nice office where we could all see each other.
First, we were in Ryan's kitchen.
That's right.
And then we moved on to
The K-Town suite. We could actually post pictures of all these.
Oh, yeah.
So there's us in the kitchen. There's us in that little K-Town suite, which was mainly, it was supposed to be used for about 2 to 3 people. We had about 5 or 6 of us crammed in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Anthony, Brittany, you, me, and Shane, an occasional guest. Because we
Right.
were like, we should show people our office.
Yeah, check it out. It's a room. Then on to the breather office.
That's right. The
Love
breather
it.
office, our office, which no one ever understood.
Breather was a company that was very kind to let us rent an office over there in Hollywood. I think had it not been for the pandemic, we would have outgrown it well before we moved into this office.
That is true.
So yes, I guess in between Breather and this new office, it was our homes.
And then now we're here
Now we're here.
in an undisclosed location.
We can't disclose it because, as I said, we're going to be harboring, we have a containment unit built now for ghouls, demons, Draculas, mummies, Babadooks.
We could pan over to that view.
Going to be held in this very high-tech machinery
Yeah,
that costs millions of dollars to maintain. And
that's right.
So
Where, what?
As you can see, the goo meter is completely at 0 right now. As we all know, ghosts turn into goo when you trap them.
Boo-goo.
And
they
boo-goo.
turn into Bugu. This is the Bugoometer.
This is a bagoometer. And that's what's gonna power Watcher Entertainment for 2022.
Yeah, I mean, if those things ever hit critical mass, it's gonna be scary.
And based on your track record with Unsolved, certainly
We're
we
gonna
will
be
have
filling those things up.
Filling it right to the top.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
That's
overflowing.
where I was going
We're
with
gonna-
that. Absolutely, yes.
All right, let's move on to some Q&As we post on Instagram asking for your most burning questions. Fire away, Steven.
All right, here we go. First question comes from Lucy Evans Green. A question for 2022. Do you have any plans to create any new content which you think will really surprise your fans?
Well, I mean, we have, obviously, we already talked about the bagoometer.
The Bugoometer, we got the Ghost Files on deck. That's very exciting.
We got a couple other tricks up our sleeves that I think will surprise you guys.
Some fast balls, as they say.
I think it's a
Fast
curveball.
balls.
I would say it's more a
Curve
curveball.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curve ball.
Yeah. Here's a little hint. It may involve something or someone that you may already have seen.
Oh,
Here's from Tom Raj. Top 5. I love just the brevity of this.
Yeah.
Top 5 beatdown coming back.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
coming back.
It's coming back soon. It was a delight to do it. We had a lot of fun with season 2, but it was a Zoom season. And
Yeah.
look, the Zoom seasons were a necessity, but we wanted to do another season in person because I think the energy there is really unmatched.
It's really good.
So we were able to shoot it here in our space with friends that we were excited to shoot stuff with. Stephen Lim returns for an episode.
and make a comeback.
That's right. You know, what is we got Michelle Carver, we got Joyce.
Joyce Louis Jean, who, if you know from Puppet History, is a great personality, and she joins us for, frankly, an episode that when it goes up, I'm gonna be very surprised that it is seeing the light of day.
It certainly has an energy to it that has not been attempted here at Watch.
That's true.
We're gonna get weird.
Top 5 is like a weird underdog show that people love,
yeah.
and I see a lot of people asking if we're ever gonna bring it back. So,
Well-
hey, we're bringing it back.
Here's a question from Izzy_Marzolini. Will you be traveling anywhere for shows, perhaps for Ghost Files? We definitely will be traveling for Ghost Files. Other shows, perhaps. A lot of it does depend on, you know, Omicron and all the other variants of the novel coronavirus. But we do plan on traveling for Ghost Files.
You know, there's plenty of haunted places on the West Coast if things are dire, but ideally we'll get out there and see some other places.
Not gonna give away too much. This is a year in review, not a year in preview.
Oh,
So-
shit.
Oh,
You burned them.
You know, right? It's pretty good.
let's go to this one. This one comes from _Capicola_. What are you looking forward to in the new year? speaking of previews.
I'm looking forward to Ghost Files coming out. Obviously, I'm looking forward to partners that you guys have not seen on camera yet. We've always said that we're going to make shows with new talent, and we've been able to kind of bring that to fruition. And
I mean, but you might see us dip into those
we
shows.
might dip into those shows.
Look,
We're building out the Watcher cinematic universe right now.
I'm just excited to grow. We've added a few key people on our staff here, but we're in for a treat, I think, coming up in the next year. It's good to look forward.
are we gonna kill off another host next year? We gotta draw straws for that. I feel like that's gonna be a summer tradition, right?
Just killing off a beloved host.
Yeah. Wonder who it's gonna be.
This comes from Francis Green, MD. How long has Ghost Files been an idea? It's been an idea for quite some time.
No, you thought of it, I remember Unsolved ended and Ryan said, hey, I got a better idea, right?
Sure, yeah. I'd say that's been around probably since Watcher started. We always knew we wanted to ghost hunt. In the beginning, ghost hunting is actually kind of expensive.
I think it was also nice to give Unsolved a good send-off. You know, the pandemic gave us an excuse to do a little bit more of it, and it was nice. I think you did a great job on the final season.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it negates any emotions that you had out there for the ending of Unsolved. It's definitely the closing of a chapter.
No, it is. I mean, we had tears
Yeah.
coming out of Unsolved, so you weren't crying alone, I guess. But now you could cry tears of happiness because we're coming back in a different form, reincarnated.
We have a question from LAWOMAN, aka LA Woman.
Oh, I thought it was La Woman.
They said, Ghost Files, when?
Fair question.
We did see a lot of people saying that the show was gonna come out in January 2022. Definitely not the case. We wanted to make sure that you guys knew the show was coming so that you didn't think that we were just hanging up the ghost boots forever.
And part of that too is because we need their help to make this show.
We do need your guys' help. The format for that show is we take your guys' evidence from these locations that we go to, and then we try and recreate that evidence in the field while also analyzing your evidence itself. You are very much a part of that show. It's gonna be a fun time, but hopefully spring 2022.
Keep your eyes peeled for the locations that we're gonna be going to because, as Ryan said, we're gonna need you.
Okay, well that does it for the Q&A portion, and now we're gonna move on to some of our favorite moments from this past year.
And it bears repeating, if throughout this next year you have more cues, check out patreon.com/watcher.
Oh, we asked you all on our Instagram and Patreon to share your favorite moments with us. So we're gonna go through some of these now.
There's a lot of them here.
A lot.
I guess we had really good content.
It's okay.
This is from Pretty Trash Child. It's Steven body slamming the cranberry juice in Too Many Spirits.
Really impressive. Because you just disappear fully out of the frame. It looks like you fall straight into hell.
A great moment of insanity.
I do things that you would never expect in order to make sure that you received a perfectly made cocktail.
We did receive a cocktail.
We did receive a cocktail.
Took one for the team there. You're welcome. Kiara saying Ryan running up those stairs at Universal.
That was actually an Anthony Frederick inspiration. He wanted to run up the stairs, and I thought, that seems like a good idea. It was not.
It's a fun idea at the bottom.
And then halfway up, you're like, wow, this sucks. There's really no way of getting out of this. I actually thought about climbing the wall to get onto the escalator, but I realized that was not an option.
Here's one from Insomniac. Favorite moment, Steven granting a dish for his parents. One of my favorite dish granted episodes, and as someone with Asian parents, it was very emotional to watch. Bonus, Shane flashing whatever the hell that picture was at Ryan during the Smile Dog episode. In
Our Smile
Are You
Dog.
Scared?
I mean, talk about two polar opposite events.
Yeah, I'd say
having a
so, yeah.
watcher.
If you guys could just treat your eyes to what I saw.
Are
in
we
Are
ever
You Scared?
sharing that image?
No, we are
Never.
not.
We're
What if
taking it
we
to the
reached
grave.
1 million patrons or something like that?
Well,
How bad do you want to see something horrible?
Do
I don't
that.
know if you guys have that widget on your iPhone that's like, hey, this day, oh, remember this?
Yeah.
That showed up. And and it just, and you know, it crops it too. So I only saw a very specific part of the image. And I'll tell you what, didn't need coffee that day.
no. If we get to 5
Okay.
million YouTube subscribers in 2022 alone, we will share the image.
Yes, 5 million in 2022.
That is very possible.
Look, I haven't seen everyone's conjectures out there about what it's been, but from what I've seen, and I've seen some people who are fairly confident that they know what it is, no one has come close.
No, it's not even close. You'll never get it.
You really want to give it away at 5 million?
It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
5 million in 2022.
That's right. How badly do you want to see something that you'll see when you close your eyes for the rest of your
You
life?
think Ghost Files is the scariest thing on this channel?
No way, buddy.
Buckle up.
Yeah.
Alice Longhorn says Ryan's face when Shane revealed his favorite cereal is oatmeal. And you guys can poo-poo it all you want. I'm the People's Lister, and I'm just hyping myself back up for this new season that's coming up. Yes, I'm the People's Lister. And I saw so many oatmeal heads out there in the comments in the wild just saying, thank you for vocalizing that oatmeal is superior to all other cereals.
Well,
And in fact, it is a cereal, a hot cereal, by definition, a cereal. People's Lister. John Yao approved.
He did say you were out of your mind, though.
Yeah, but he approved.
This one comes from Chase Bryant, 21. What's the deal with cousins?
Oh, God.
Fair question.
That's not the question. That's their favorite moment.
They're asking us questions, 2 question marks. They want to know. What's the deal?
Ain't that like cousins? They're not cousins. They ain't
Hey,
cousins.
look, cousins are weird. What are they doing? How come they're not your siblings? Why are...
What the fuck?
What, I'm related to these people and their children, but they're not my siblings? You know?
No, I don't
What's
know.
the deal?
What the fuck?
Well, let's move on here. Let's,
From Alice Longhorn, Shane smashing his computer screen.
another Alice Longhorn.
I didn't smash it. I was moving it. And you can look at the tape, look at the angle that we didn't release till after the fact because we didn't want to show the Ghost Files set. I grabbed it by the neck and I realized that was not a good way to, so I was shifting the weight to hold it in my hands like a little baby.
Well, either
My
way,
computer's
you
fine.
carried the monitor with the most important part completely vulnerable, and of course it crashed to the ground.
Don't worry. Look at the smile on his face as he poses with those 2 big balls.
No,
It is really a good summary of the Watcher co-founder.
You in your office working diligently, Ryan posing with 2 giant balls and me breaking something.
Man,
My favorite moment is just building this wonderful team at Watcher. Everybody here just cares so much about what they do. They're so good and talented at their craft, and it's a joy to be around them all the time.
it's not really a moment, but it is a lovely sentiment that I agree with. Let's see if I have a favorite moment here. I would say probably the Ghost Files trailer drop.
Hell yeah,
was
dude.
probably my favorite moment. We were all huddled around the laptops up there by our desks, and there was just an energy about that day that was very similar to when we announced the company. Because when we had that trailer drop, we were in that tiny little K-Town office, crammed in there, barely able to move our chairs. And now having this trailer drop for Ghost Files, we're in this beautiful office. We have a great team. It did kind of serve as like a, wow, we've come a long way.
It was very nearly 2 years to the day, wasn't it?
It was almost, it was like by,
A day
by
or 2
one
away?
Day, one day off.
One day,
yeah.
Wow.
which is nuts.
Which was not planned either.
No,
That's crazy.
yeah. I was gonna say Ghost Files too, because it was just, you
one.
already said it, so I don't wanna.
I got another one.
Well, yeah, what else you got?
And this is a little bit of a sneak peek, but we did film an episode of a new show coming featuring somebody not on this couch.
That
That's
is
true.
And the
new
moment
face.
that unnamed person was doing their thing, people working, and especially Annie. Shout out to Annie for that. Have you ever seen her on set? Amazing at her job.
She's a demon.
Absolute demon.
In the good way.
And I know a demon when I see one.
Just seeing how it all kind of came together. It's really exciting, and seeing that in 2022 is going to be pretty sick.
I'll give one out since I didn't really talk much about the other one. I'll throw it up to the, not tooting my own horn, but the Puppet History season finale. You know, potentially a series finale. I don't know if it's coming. We can't really bring it back with a dead host, but
That's true.
you know, the edit on that proved to be, you know, it was a hell of a thing. It was very challenging, and Charlie and Lauren worked their asses off on it. And it was very neat that the entire audience fan base was like, hey, yeah, take your time, which I think is really, just really sweet. Speaks to how supportive a lot of our fan base is, and I think it speaks to our commitment to quality. Though someone did eventually die.
They had a lot of patience and were rewarded by watching the professor get killed.
And it allowed us a fun little behind the scenes thing that we, I think, talked about on Patreon,
boy.
is that in the interim of when it was supposed to go up and when it eventually did go up, someone on Discord very jokingly said, I think Ryan went full Joker and killed the professor, which is why at the very last minute, we just put a little Joker
Pretty good.
makeup on
That was a real nice
And I
touch.
remember showing it to him and we just giggled like maniacs.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Anthony Frederick edited that Ghost Files trailer. And
Yes, he
holy
did.
smokes. Really killed it.
Absolute unit.
I mean, that was a unit. is a juicy.
Ooh, I mean, he started with you on Unsolved.
That's true. He's
One of the first hires at this company.
We knew we had to have Tony Slices.
Tony
We knew we
Slices.
had to have him under the roof, and I'm glad we did because he can make some magic like that trailer.
So many moments. Anything from the people behind the camera? It's Mark's first day, so
Oh
if you
yeah.
want to throw something in, you can.
He just waves. Well, that's been our year in review. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. It's all happening here at Watcher Entertainment.
That's right. It's gonna be a wild ride. We'll see you guys back here for a year in review 2022.
Year in review 2022. We'll see you then.
Thanks
In the
for-
meantime, catch us on Patreon. We'll be over there. Patreon.com/Watcher. We're on the couch answering your cues. Is that it? Have a happy new year, everybody.
Hey,
Be safe out there.
Yeah.
thank you.